There's one thing that stands out to me about the way they're currently playing, and I think the defense has offered Andy Reid a crutch that he hasn't had in a while. I think the conservative play calling, the ones that really drive me nuts. For an offense that isn't scoring, Andy will still punt when he's got the ball on the plus side of the field in a short yardage situation. Andy will be inside the 5 with a yard to go and will kick a field goal. All the conservative nature of this, and I think it's been made worse for Andy this year because of the defense. I think he knows he can trust the defense, and Andy genuinely loves it. This is why he likes handing the job off. He allows the defensive coordinator, when they're doing a good job, to be the defensive head coach. He won't even get in your way. He'll stay out of your way. But it affects the way he calls the games on offense. I think there's been more conservative play calling. They don't go down the field, Bink. They try to go 12 yards of play. I know some of this is wide receiver, but I think there's been conservative play calling this year, and I think it's because of the defense.
Yeah, and it doesn't really bother you when you miss those 3rd and 1s. They don't quite sting just as bad because you put Tommy Townsend out there and you try to pin the team back and you play the field position game.
The special teams things hurts him too. He knows it's a guaranteed 3 if he lets Butker kick it.
But I'm with you because it seems like, all right, when you're pressing things and it's 4th and 3 and you still got Mahomes back there, quarterback, you go ahead and go for it. I just hope this bye week provides a little more than that. I mean, I'd like to see him get that
creative juice flowing again.
You know what? Because if you miss it, you still get your defense out there to try to stop them, in better field position to do it. So you might as well go ahead and do it. Your best.
But they're 7-2. He knows he can win this way. They're scoring 23 points or less in 80% of their games, and they're still. I think until it costs them a game.
Yeah.
Like the defense doesn't show what because the defense hasn't had a no-show yet. That's the other thing. There's some really good defenses in the NFL. Ravens are a really good defense. Browns are. There's some really good defenses in the NFL. The Chiefs is the only one.
He sees one every day.
The Chiefs is the only one who hasn't no-showed. It's the only one who just hasn't had a week where you're like, what the hell happened? Not once.
It's a good combination between Mahomes and the defense. It's a perfect combo. I hope that he's used this bye week and you think 3rd and 1. Like that's one area you really like to see the Chiefs clean up the second half of the season. 100%. Keep the drives moving, keep them going because they were number 1 on 3rd down. Then they slipped about 3rd, but they were number 1 on 3rd down. But when we break it down and it's 3rd and 1, no. 3rd and 3, 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5, yes. But it's a whole 3rd down. They were number 1. But figure out something on 3rd and 1. Figure out a way to pick up that 1st down. And I have no problem with being more aggressive on play calls because of the defense still coming out there. But you just got to eliminate some stuff. There was a play that happened in Germany. It drives me nuts. Still to this day.
Is it the 2nd and 10 LaMichael Pirine run? Because I'm still thinking about that one.
I
can't believe it's the same play. No, I hated that call.
No, it was. It drove me nuts. You know why?
What are you doing?
That was a fumble waiting to happen.
It was also
because he was coming in cold. He ended up getting 4 snaps that game, but
it was a surrender play, dude. It was just it was the most give up on this drive play ever.
But he was so cold. You put him in there and he's cold.
I hated it.
Oh, I was going nuts because I saw fumble in the future of that one.
I hated that call. I can't believe you could have named so many calls over the last 2 weeks. That some stupid 2nd and 10 run with Pirine is the one that
because it was a crucial drive, and all of a sudden you had Pirine coming in there cold.
Look, I think the truth,
it was unexpected.
What's weird is what I want to tell Andy. Like, if he just let me sit in a room and explain my philosophy behind this, and I'm never trying to claim I'm a better football mind than Andy or any of these things. But let's admit that they can screw it up. Did you hear the Penn State coach? That dumb over the week and try to make it seem like we're the idiots because he went for 2, down 9, with 4 minutes left to go in a game.
Way too much time.
You can't. You had not enough time left in the game. That if you missed that, the game's over. If you just kick the field goal, kick the extra point, you're still alive.
And he went firing everybody after that.
He got so mad at the reporter. The reporter was out here trying to call him out on it. I wish maybe. Did
you see all the firings he did after that?
Yes.
OC gone.
Yeah.
It was his fault. He was the reason why they're here. Here's James Franklin.
I'm a little bit surprised to fire your coordinator.
On the decision to go for it here, which just doesn't make any sense.
I don't understand the logic there. You're making an 8-point game to keep your team alive.
Okay, you don't agree with it. I'm just telling you that's the decision.
I didn't think the answer had anything to do with the second one. The first one I understand.
Yeah, we're trying to get back. We're trying to get points. We felt like points were going to be hard to come by. We wanted to get it back.
Well, there's 2.5 minutes left in the
All
game.
right,
Dave, I've answered your question.
I don't think you did.
Idiot. Football players can make bad decisions. He's a much better football mind than me. Idiotic decision. Did not understand how the points work. He got confused by 9 versus 8 and got confused and made a bad decision. I think what happens, what's frustrating about the Chiefs, I'm dead serious, is that if Andy would hear me out, you actually should be more aggressive than you've ever been because of the defense. You're doing it the opposite way. Your defense can save your ass so much. You should put and your offense is struggling. You should put your foot to the damn pedal for points. Because for the times you get it right, as good as your defense is, it's over. The game's over. You win it, it's done. And if you screw up, your defense can save you still. Just like they're saving you when you're just settling for these 3-point plays or punts when you could go for it. Trust your defense and be the opposite. Be aggressive instead.
Just build the lead of 2 touchdowns, which is tough to do because Chiefs have 1. You're like,
yeah, like Miami.
Here they're going down here. They're going to go up by 2 scores. And you keep waiting for that. You just keep waiting.
Yeah,
or they
Miami
get the ball
game
first
like
in the second half. You're like, all right, just put a touchdown. But you can't think that way because they don't do it. So you wait. Good defense. You're up by 2 scores and run the football.
Fine.
And they're struggling running the football.
They are.
And they shouldn't be because you're never seeing an Navy in front. Ever.
No, but everyone is inside of 20 yards. Or, well, I guess not because I don't.
But they've had a ton of long, methodical drives.
I like the way Pacheco runs. I still think that there's a run game there to be had.
Well, you know what?
Like, nobody respects it.
He went into this weekend as the 8th leading rusher in the NFL. That's one of those like Sam Hell type, whoa.
Yeah, I know.
Look at it things. But he was the 8th leading rusher going in this weekend.
So what you want, Cody, is just once for there to be a 35-14 victory for the Chiefs where they just go and the offense it doesn't even, the game's not close at all. They go and they handle it on defense and they destroy the opponent as much as they can. Mahomes throws for 350 or whatever, and it looks great.
I think the way that they're calling, the way they're calling these games, he's not calling it like that's even plausible. He'll just take the 24-17.
He's calling it conservative.
And he's winning. So, like, It's hard for him to be like, oh, I should probably reverse engineer that. And you're like, you have, like, and teams aren't aggressive against you anymore. Like, for years and years and years, teams were hyper-aggressive against Kansas City, right? They kept pushing the envelope because they knew they were going to have to get to 35. You can flip that on them because you can put them so far back on their heels if you get it right. And I still believe in Andy's a play caller and all these things that it would make sense to do that. And I feel like because he knows the defense is good, he's taking it the way I wouldn't.
As long as they come out hot and they get ahead, then everything's fine.
He knows he can just ride it out.
Yeah.
He can, look, I don't trust this team down 10 right now, which is weird because I would have trusted this team more than any team in NFL history down 10.
Which to me makes
for the last 5
scarier
years.
Once they're down.
Yeah.
Makes them 100% scarier.
For the longest time, it did.
They've been so good on the scripted plays and everything, but if they're down and they come back, they feel that need to come back and press the playbook and not rest on our laurels so much like we've seen them do. They build up 7-point lead or 10-point lead, and then all of a sudden it starts to evaporate because the foot is not on the gas.